Welcome back to our series, Helping Your Teen Overcome Pornography Addiction. I'm your host, Matt Bulkley, and today we're diving into one of the most critical yet often misunderstood parts of understanding pornography addiction in teens, and that's the brain. Specifically, we're going to unpack how pornography addiction hijacks your teen's brain's reward system, and more importantly, what you as a parent can do to help them reclaim it. If you're a parent watching this, probably feeling discouraged, powerless, frustrated, or even helpless. But here's the good news. Understanding the neuroscience behind this addiction can be a game changer. It shifts the conversation from shame and willpower to empathy and science. Gives you a roadmap to help your teen. So let's get into it, starting with the brain's reward system and a little chemical called dopamine. To understand what's happening with your teen, we first need to understand how a healthy brain works. At the center of it all is a chemical called dopamine. You've probably heard it called the feel good chemical. I like to call it the reward juice. Dopamine is the neurotransmitter that drives feelings of pleasure, motivation, and reinforcement. It's what makes you feel amazing after a great workout, a heartfelt conversation with a friend, or even biting into your favorite dessert. It's your brain's way of saying, "Hey, that was awesome. Let's do that again." In a healthy brain, dopamine is released in a controlled, balanced way. For example, when your teen scores a goal in soccer or finishes a tough homework assignment or laughs with friends, their brain gets a nice, steady dose of dopamine. It's like a pat on the back from their brain, encouraging them to keep engaging in those healthy, meaningful activities. But here's where things get tricky. Pornography isn't like those natural rewards, it's a whole different beast. Pornography is what scientists call a hyper-stimulating stimulus. Think about it. It's instantly accessible, offers endless variety, and presents exaggerated visuals that are designed to grab attention. Unlike real life experiences, which have natural limits, pornography can deliver a massive, immediate surge of dopamine to the brain, way more than a soccer goal or a good meal. A 2022 study published in the Archives of Sexual Behavior found that pornography use triggers significantly higher levels of dopamine compared to real life sexual encounters. This flooded dopamine hits an area of the brain called the nucleus accumbens, which is like the pleasure control center. It creates an intense, almost euphoric feeling that's hard to replicate with everyday activities. Now, here's the problem: the brain isn't built to handle these constant, massive dopamine spikes. It's like revving a car engine to the max over and over. It's going to wear out. To protect itself, the brain starts to downregulate its dopamine receptors. 2020 study in addiction biology confirmed this, showing that repeated exposure to these dopamine floods desensitizes the brain's reward system. So what does that mean in plain English? Over time, your teen's brain gets used to these huge dopamine hits and starts needing more to feel the same level of pleasure. It's like building a tolerance to a drug. They might seek it out more frequent or extreme types of pornography to chase that initial high. And this is the addiction cycle in action. It's a neurological trap that's hard to escape without intervention. This desensitization doesn't just affect your teen's pornography use, it impacts their entire life. With fewer dopamine receptors, everyday activities that used to feel rewarding, like hanging out with friends, playing a sport, even listening to music, start to feel flat or boring. This condition is called anhedonia, and it's a hallmark symptom of depression. Your teen might seem unmotivated, emotionally disconnected, or like they've lost their spark. Things that they once loved just don't hit the same anymore. But it gets worse. The chronic overstimulation from pornography, it also messes with the prefrontal cortex, part of the brain that's responsible for impulse control, decision making, and planning. When this area is impaired, it's harder for your teen to say no to compulsive behaviors, even if they want to stop. And this creates a vicious cycle. They use pornography to feel good, they feel guilty afterwards, and then they turn back to it to escape those negative feelings. And there's more. A 2021 study in neuroscience and biobehavioral reviews found that chronic pornography use can disrupt the hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, the system that regulates stress hormones like cortisol. And this can lead to heightened stress, anxiety, and even worsen symptoms of depression. Your teen might withdraw from family and friends, struggle with schoolwork, or seem more irritable or moody than usual. And this isn't just a behavior issue, it's a brain issue. Okay, I know that sounds heavy, but here's the light at the end of the tunnel. The brain is incredibly resilient. It's what scientists call plastic, meaning that it can adapt and heal over time. It's the concept of neuroplasticity. The key to breaking this addiction cycle is something called a dopamine reset. This is a period where your teen must abstain from pornography completely, giving their brain a chance to recalibrate and rebuild those dopamine receptors. Now, this isn't an overnight fix. Depending on how long and how intensely your teen has been using pornography, this reset could take weeks or even months. During this time, their brain is essentially relearning how to find joy in natural, healthy rewards. It's like hitting the reset button on a computer. It takes a little bit of time to reboot, but it will work again. Now, can this happen without intensive intervention? Yes, but your teen has to be committed to accountability, communication about their efforts, and working and participating in treatment. And if they are not committed to that, achieving a dopamine reset is next to impossible. So, for teens who are unwilling to commit to an outpatient treatment approach, or for those who simply have not been able to consistently avoid regular relapses, an intervention like Star Guides is needed because in a wilderness setting, it assures that relapses will not occur and it creates the needed period of time, 120 days, 4 months, for the brain to recalibrate and for the dopamine sensors to rebuild. So, as a parent, you can't force your teen to stop or magically fix their brain, but you can create an environment that supports their recovery. So, here are 3 practical steps that you can take to help them through this dopamine reset. Number 1, encourage healthy dopamine. So, this would be dopamine boosting activities, such as helping your teen to rediscover activities that naturally release dopamine in a healthy way. This could be participation in sports or creative hobbies like drawing or music, social connections with peers and family, or even volunteering in the community. For example, if your teen used to love playing basketball but hasn't touched a ball in months, encourage them to join a local team or to shoot hoops with friends in the neighborhood. These activities might not feel as exciting at first, and remember that their brain is desensitized, but over time, they'll start to feel the reward again. A pro tip here, start small. Maybe it's a short hike together or cooking a recipe as a family. These small wins can build momentum. And again, remember, during this recalibration process, the anhedonia will continue for a time, and it's important for both you and your teen to be aware that nothing will be particularly exciting or satisfying for a period of time. And this is where many give up trying and fall back into the addiction cycle. Number 2, be patient and compassionate. During this dopamine reset period, your teen will probably seem moody, unmotivated, or even a little depressed. And it's important to recognize and to help them recognize that this is how they are going to feel during this reset period. If this is normal, and it's their brain adjusting to lower dopamine levels. It's not a sign that they're failing or that what you're doing is wrong. Uh, be patient and avoid judgment instead of becoming frustrated or saying, why can't you just stop, or try to be happy. Try something like, I know this is tough and I'm here for you. You're doing great. That shift from blame to empathy can make a big difference. And number three, seek professional support. Now, can you help your teen achieve a dopamine reset with parent-led intervention? Maybe, but having extra support and expert guidance can be very helpful. And sometimes the addiction is tied to deeper issues like anxiety, depression, trauma, or low self-esteem, and often the needed accountability. Communication and support to create a dopamine reset requires outpatient therapy or even a star guide setting. Now, finding a clinician, especially one trained in teen addiction and cognitive behavioral therapy, will be important because it can help your teen to navigate these challenges. And they can also guide them through this dopamine reset process, teach coping strategies for cravings or the emotional triggers that they'll encounter. And if you're not sure where to start, check out the recovery toolbox for teens, which can be used by a therapist in your area. Or if you're in St. George, or if you're willing to travel here to St. George, Utah, then check out our outpatient services at Therapy Associates. And for the ultimate reset, for dopamine and for assured abstinence from pornography, check out our Star Guides program, which is 120 days without technology, a guaranteed porn free period of time for this recalibration process to occur. Parents, here's the bottom line. This is not about your teen being broken or morally weak. It's about a neurological imbalance that can be healed with time, support, and the right strategies. By understanding the science of dopamine and the reward system, you're equipped to guide your teen with compassion and clarity. And remember, you're not just fighting a behavior, you're helping their brain find balance again. You've got this, and they do too. Remember that it's not an easy or a quick process. It requires patience and compassion on your part, and in many cases, seeking professional intervention as well. If you found this video helpful, subscribe, share with another parent that may need this information. And for a deeper dive on these concepts, check out the podcast, Parent Guide, Helping Your Teen Overcome Pornography Addiction. Also, peruse our parent library on the blog link at the therapyassociates.net website. It's about 150 tips, research, ideas for helping teens overcome pornography addiction. And if you haven't done so already, get the Recovery Toolbox for Teens. It's in the library, or it's in the bookstore on the therapyassociates.net website, which provides you with the Breaking Free Workbook, the Parent Guide Breaking Free, and the 101 tips for quitting porn. And if you're in need of a more intensive intervention, check out the Star Guides program at starguides.net. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.